What's going on, everybody? This is David here, back with a brand new video. And yesterday we got the big news, and we got some big news today. But let's talk about yesterday's news. That's the best news. Is the Denver Broncos have traded their first round draft pick and second round or third round draft pick. What? No, I think it's third to the New Orleans Saints for Sean Payton, and Denver will also get New Orleans' third round draft pick for next year's NFL draft. Getting Sean Payton was just a marvelous, great move by the Denver Broncos. Why? Well, because Sean Payton is a Hall of Fame caliber coach who, remember, for 16 years, he turned the New Orleans franchise from bottom dwellers to Super Bowl champions in 4 years. And they consistently were a successful team under Sean Payton. Under Sean Payton, Drew Brees broke the record for most passing yards in a season. When Drew Brees was considered too small to play in the NFL, and he won't make it. Like, he played with the Chargers, and he had like a mediocre career, and then he went on and had a breakout year in 2004 and had another good year in 2005 before the Chargers let him walk after that shoulder surgery he suffered. And he came out in New Orleans and he brought prominence to a franchise that was known as a laughingstock, especially at that time when they just hit Katrina. And Sean Payton took a year away from coaching football, and now he's back at doing it. Coming back, and the one thing he's going to have to do is rework this offense that we just could not seem to get right under any coach, whether it was Vance Joseph, Vic Fangio, or Nathaniel Hackett. But the one thing I'm going to like about Sean Payton, too, is can he sit there and he's going to have to discuss stuff with George Payton on what the problems this team has and address them, which we're going to have to rely a whole lot on free agency this year. And we're going to have to make room for salary cap space because we only have like $10 or $11 million in cap space remaining. So we're going to have to sit there and look at good offensive linemen in this upcoming, free agency. And that's the one thing, Sean Payton isn't going to be. He's not going to be stubborn. He's going to sit there and see what the problem is and fix them and work the problem. Work on it and improve it. See, it's not like other coaches we've had that were just too stubborn they saw the problems and didn't want to fix them. I mean, Sean Payton's a Super Bowl champion, has been so successful with the Saints where he's basically has a Hall of Fame caliber career, and he could be like the next Andy Reid. Remember 10 years ago when Andy Reid was let go by the Philadelphia Eagles, and then he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, which will be the Super Bowl matchup in a couple of weeks. He went there and he turned the Chiefs around because, they needed a new coach. And Andy Reid needed a fresh start because in Philadelphia, he had his best days were best behind him. The players he had that he was successful with were no longer there. He had too many old players where he wanted to go build a winning foundation somewhere else and start new because the foundation he had there was winding down in Philadelphia. Then he goes to Kansas City and look what he did. But I must say, I really like this hire. I'm really excited about what Sean Payton's going to bring to the table. He's going to want to pass the ball a lot because that's what kind of offense he runs. And because, see, that's what Sean Payton did. He knew that Drew Brees wanted to play for a team where he was going to pass the ball more than he did it with the Chargers. Because with the Chargers, it was all about LT. He goes to the Saints, and then they tell him, we're going to pass the ball a lot, and that's what they did. And he's got a lot of young weapons to work with, and one thing they got to look at is definitely their strength and conditioning coach, because every year we've suffered so many injuries, but this is just news I'm so excited about, and we'll see how it goes from there. Now, the other breaking news I woke up this morning to was after 23 NFL seasons, Tom Brady has finally announced, well, for the second consecutive year, he's announced his retirement from the NFL. Looking at his scenario, he was going to be in this year. He was going to be a free agent. He didn't have much options because there's not going to be so many there's only going to be a handful of franchises looking for a quarterback, and if they are, they're going to look to draft their franchise guy and not waste their time with a 45-year-old has-been. But I must say, I hate Tom Brady more than I hate any athlete in the NFL. My most hated athletes were Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Hines Ward, and now my most hated athlete now is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. But Tom Brady has finally announced his retirement, and you got to give it to him. 7 Super Bowl time Super Bowl champion. Spent 20 years of his career with the New England Patriots, 3 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think he just realized that it's his time. He said it. He wanted to play till he was 45. And, you look at this, it's like everything lined up perfectly for him. He was 45 years old. He was a free agent at the end of this season. And after he retires, he knows he's got that big old contract going to Fox to become their number one play-by-play guy. And look at now. He could spend time with his kids, spend time with not even worry about taking hits to his body anymore, because the older you get, those hits on your body really take a bite at you, and they'll cause more injury. But you know what? I think he wised up to realize, and I think probably his divorce made him realize he's done with, that this was his last day in the NFL. This was going to be his last year. So, he's a 7-time Super Bowl champion, the NFL's all-time leading passer in every category, and it's because he got to play for 23 years. And he was a league MVP 3 times in his career. He was a Super Bowl MVP. I think 5 times in his career he was a Super Bowl MVP, which is an NFL record. And, he's always in that category of where I rank S-rank quarterbacks, where they were able to win with anyone they had. They were just winners. They were able to go anywhere and win. Like my S-rank quarterbacks I ranked were Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Roger Staubach, John Elway, and Terry Bradshaw. Bart Starr, they were able to go anywhere and win. A ranked, I got Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Troy Aikman, Big Ben, or Big Ben I got more in B ranked, but you just got to give it to Tom Brady. We will never see another 7-time winning Super Bowl quarterback again, champion quarterback. We ain't ever going to see that again, and it's because the way the NFL is nowadays, salary cap, free agency, it just is not going to, NFL is not going to be like it was. Like dynasties do no longer exist, and Tom Brady is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer in 2028. So let me know what you think about the Sean Payton hiring down below, and let me know what you think about Tom Brady retiring. This is David. I'm out. Peace.